What up, guys? It's Caterpie TCP here today, talking about a League Cup that I went to, and I actually won this beautiful playmat. Got first place, played Golisopod Garbodor, and yeah, I was super proud. So I'll start out with the deck, I guess. 4 Wimpod and 3 Golisopod. The 4 Wimpod is good so that you can get them out consistently with Bridget, even though if you have one prized. Also helps if you have 3 Golisopods in play, so that you can Acerola if you need to. That's really unlikely, but that's another perk. Golisopod was my main attacker, my MVP of the deck. First impression does 30, and if it became your active Pokemon this turn from your bench, does 120. Then Armor Press for a Grass and a DCE does 100, and its damage is reduced by 20, or damage under weight is reduced by 20. And this GX attack does 150, and forces you to switch. I wonder if I can do this. Yeah, right. Next is 3 Trubbish. I like the Acid Spray Trubbish because you can discard energies. I actually used it once to hit for 80 damage to an opponent's Buzzwole. So that was pretty nice. Yeah, I think this Trubbish is definitely the better Trubbish. And I play 2 Garbodors. Garbatoxin is just a great ability to lock other abilities. This deck definitely wouldn't be as strong if it didn't have ability lock. Like, I don't think Golisopod is good. I mean, I guess it's decent in Zoroark, but I don't really think it's that good otherwise, because Garbatoxin is just so good because they can't do anything except for, like, do their normal things, but they can't, not Dangerous Road, they can't blow their CIs, they can't steam up, and actually, this didn't even help me very much during my matches. I'm going to go through my matches later, but it barely even helped me, to be honest. Also played 1 of the Trash Lance Garbodors to try to make the Buzzwole matchup even better. I think the Buzzwole matchup is already pretty favorable for this deck, and I think my matches prove that, but yeah. Next, 3 Lele's. This is so that you can get turn 1 Bridget consistently. Sometimes you need to get Acerola. Yeah, just a really good card in general. And I think I used Energy Drive a couple times. I know I actually used Tapu Cure once. Don't underestimate the GX attack. It is really good. If you have a bunch of damaged Buzzwoles and you can't get an Acerola fast enough. I do believe that I used it at least once in my tournament. 1 Tapu Koko. I actually never used Tapu Koko, but I feel like it's still a good card, especially to start out, because it's just a free retreater, and it has free retreat. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Flying Flip is really good for softening Pokemon, but like I said, I never actually even got this out. It never was useful. And then 1 Jolteon EX. I actually forgot why I put this into my deck at first, but I remember now. It is for the Volcanion matchup. You can pretty much Flash Ray and lock them out of the game, as long as you don't bench, as long as you're smart with your bench and you don't bench, like, I guess it has to be 2 GXs and 2 normal Pokemon, or 3 GXs, or as long as you play smart against Volcanion, they probably can't win unless they play, like, multiple copies of Turtonator. So, yeah. That's my Pokemon lineup. Nothing I think I'd change. Maybe the Wimpod. I might want to only run 3, but I feel like 4 was probably more beneficial. 4 ends, just the main draw supporter of this deck. I probably used it at least 18 times over the 5 rounds. This was like my MVP trainer. I use Aang so often because this deck sometimes suffers from a little bit of dead drawing, so Aang kind of fixes that. For Guzma, this is another great supporter. Being able to target one of your opponent's Pokemon and also be able to reset your first impression and do an extra 120 is just phenomenal. So Guzma needs to be at 4. 3 Professor Sycamore. I don't find myself using Professor Sycamore like that often with this deck. I'm actually debating on cutting one for another Acerola or something else. But it is useful when you don't have an N or whatever. It's just an extra draw supporter. But I only think I used it maybe 5-6 times at most, I would say. 2 Bridgets. I think 2 is a perfect amount so that you can hit them consistently. With 1, if it's prized, you're kind of screwed. But 2 is much easier to get out, and obviously the chances of you starting with it are higher. 2 Acerola. I think Acerola is amazing in this deck. I didn't use it. I probably used it twice. Like, I never used it. But I do feel like this is an amazing supporter because it resets your attack and negates damage. And resets damage that was on you. And for supporters. Now for the bulk of the deck is items. So 4 Ultra Ball to get out Pokemon faster. Like in every deck. We can play a couple different tool cards. Flip 3 Sun, 3 Choice Band. This was like the perfect amount. I probably only missed a tool once or twice when I needed it. Yeah. If you feel like you need to play more Float Stones, I would probably advise taking out a Choice Band for a Float Stone, because a Choice Band doesn't prove that useful too often. But you need to hit it consistently, which is why I play 3. 2 Heavy Balls to get out your... Actually, every Pokemon in a deck except for Lele, Koko, and Jolteon are... Oh, and Trubbish are searchable with it, so you can search out Wimpod, Glowsopod, and both Garbodors. So, yeah, Heavy Ball is phenomenal. 2 E-Hammers. I don't like the 4 E-Hammer that Azul played, but the 2 is really awesome because sometimes you need to use it and it usually shows up when you need it, or you can save it. 1 Rescue Stretcher to get your Pokemon back, especially the Trash Lane with Garbodor. And 1 Field Blower, mainly to, if you need to prioritize your ability and, like, use Wonder Tag or something while you have Garbodor in play. But also to discard, like, Perilous Cities and stuff. So for the items, and then the energy count is pretty standard. I don't think it's different from any other similar deck. Just 4-4-3. This is like the perfect energy count. Yeah. Rainbow for the Trubbish, or for the Garbodor, and for the Jolteon. And sometimes for Tapu Cure. It can also work on First Impression. These always go on Glowsopods. Or sometimes Lele's if you're really stuck. And then those can go on like anything you need them to attack. So now I'll talk about my matches. So round 1 I faced Buzzwole, and I won. It was a pretty close game, but I sort of was always edging out in like the trades and stuff, so I feel like, well, it seemed close, it was kind of always in my favor, at least slightly. I don't remember if there was any crucial turning point in the game, but Yeah, round 2. Okay, so there's only 5 seniors, I will say that. And only 2 of them won, me and someone else. So, whoever wins round 2 will be the only undefeated senior. Can be the only undefeated senior, because everyone else will have a loss. There were no buys. And no ties. So, yeah, round 2 was another Buzzwole, and they got really close. They ended up only having 1 prize card left, and they were 10 damage away from knocking out a Garbotoxin Garbodor that they had stranded in the active. But I top decked Guzma or Acerola. Actually, I believe it was Acerola that I top decked. Picked up the Garbodor and then sent up first impression for game. So I was already the only undefeated player. But obviously I could still go like 2-3 and that would be bad. So next round I go up against Volcanion, and this time it's a master. And I start Jolteon, and I go Lele, Bridget for 3 Trebushes, and then I don't think I bench anything until like, I think I Lele for Guzma because he benches a Turtonator, and then I take out the Turtonator, and I just keep using Flash Ray with Jolteon so he can't damage me. I think he took 2 prizes throughout the game. Maybe 3 prize cards. Not sure. So I was 3-0 in round 4. Guess what? Another Buzzwole. So, yeah, I bricked really bad. Like, I didn't know it was possible to brick so bad. But he went first, and he ended right away, and I got, like, almost the most perfect hand imaginable. And it came down to an end to 2, and I got the Rainbow Energy on my Trashalanche, and killed his active Buzzwole for the game. So I was 4-0, which means I would go up against a master that was 3-1, which would mean, also, that means I was guaranteed to get first place because I was 4-0. So, yeah. So, then I went up against Corn Wobbuffet, and I actually didn't think about Parallel City, and I thought that it would be a kind of, like, a pretty even matchup, and it'd be pretty back and forth. Because first impression can one-shot Wobbuffets. I didn't really think that through, however, because, like I said, he played Parallel City, so I could never one-shot Wobbuffets. I prized 2 of my energies. I think I only took 1 prize card the entire game. I will say, even if I would have won, I probably would have given him the win anyway, because, so he could be in cut, because, yeah, since I already was guaranteed to win. So, yeah, I lost really, really bad. I didn't really do anything. My friend kept telling me that I should use draw supporters. Like, why didn't you end? Why didn't you Sycamore? And I kept trying to explain to him that the Wobbuffet deck was a mill deck, and that he wasn't just dead drawing. So yeah, I got this mat, and then I got 6 packs. Pulled a Rainbow Rare, Duskmane Necrozma, which is amazing. Apparently the only card I can pull from Ultra Prism is Duskmane Necrozmas, because I've pulled 3 GXs, and they're all Duskmane Necrozmas, and that's it. But yeah, won my first League Cup. Pretty happy about that. Hopefully, I can win another one next weekend, and get the 100-point cap. Right now I'm at 90, so I need to win, or I don't get points. But yeah, leave a like and subscribe to Caterpie TCG for more Pokemon competitive content and stuff. Bye.